Welcome back. I'm Uday Pratap Singh. You're joining us on NewsX. Our big focus. K Annamalai has officially announced his resignation from the Bharatiya Janata Party yesterday. Within minutes, he announced plans to launch a political movement of his own. And now within 24 hours, nearly 14 lakh people have already signed up. Earlier, when describing his next move as the next phase of his public life and political journey, Annamalai called on young people and ordinary citizens to rally behind him. He described his new outfit as common people's politics with ideological clarity and urged young people to join him in ending cult politics and dynasties. What makes this move significant is its timing, coming shortly after the strong political surge around Vijay, adding to the growing narrative of a possible reshaping of Tamil Nadu's political space. Increasingly, discussions are now centered on whether this emerging political space could pose a longer-term challenge within the Dravidian ecosystem, particularly to Udayanidhi Stalin. For now, the key question being raised is whether Tamil Nadu is moving towards a more fragmented, multi-cornered political contest, with Annamalai entering the arena with his new party. Venkatarayan, senior journalist, is live with us. Also with us is Vinita Hariharan, political analyst. Radhakshmi Joshi, political analyst, also joins us live. Shekhar Vijayan, political commentator, is also joining the broadcast. Venkatarayan, let me begin with you first. What kind of potential do you see for this new political movement by Annamalai? Already we are hearing that in 24 hours he's got 14 lakh signatories to join him.
Yes, Uday. Let me greet him on his birthday, which was 2 days ago. And I want to wish him the best of luck with the new movement he is starting. I think this is the right age. You know, he's completed 42 2 days ago. And he is aiming to fight elections not tomorrow or the day after. He is planning to contest elections, Lok Sabha elections in 2029 and the Assembly elections in 2031. And, you know, he possesses a mechanical engineering degree and an MBA. So he's going about it in a very methodic fashion. And, you know, he's setting up this Kalam Center for Ethics and Politics in Coimbatore. And people who are interested in joining politics, he wants them to undergo training at that institute and then admit them to his party, which is not taken shape yet, but the movement has begun. I think, as I see it, the era of the Dravidian politics is over in Tamil Nadu after dominating the politics of the state for 59 years. With the death of charismatic leaders like, you know, Karunanidhi in the DMK and MGR and Jayalalitha, there is no charismatic leader anymore to lead either of the Dravidian parties. And the fact that Vijay, within 2 years after setting up his own party, has stormed into power, shows that there is a scope for, you know, new leadership. As you know, 2 out of every 3 Indians are below 35 years of age. And I think the whole of Indian political system is witnessing transition. Most of the leaders in other states are young people in their 50s. And, you know, by the time Annamalai faces elections, he will be, you know, mid-40s. That is the right time for him to start a movement, and let us wish him all the best, Uday.
Yes, absolutely. Also, Vinita, the fact is that this comes as a big setback for the Bharatiya Janata Party. Not only have they lost their former state president in Annamalai, but there are a series of resignations also that have rocked the BJP after he's left, including a BJP vice president of Tamil Nadu. So how big a setback is this for the BJP, and what kind of potential do you see also for this new political movement based on the last 24 hours and based on all that Annamalai has said about his political future?
Thank you for having me, NewsX. So this is absolutely a moment of political reflection, I would say, when there are so many of these new movements we are witnessing in India today. So I think it's a moment of reflection, it's a moment of introspection and retrospection for all, for politics per se in India. But having said that, BJP is not about one single individual or one single leader. it's a cadre-based party. It's a huge organization. It's the world's largest political organization, where we have several leaders and we have several karyakartas, millions of karyakartas working on the ground at the booth level, at the mandal level, at the district level. So BJP is not about one particular leader. But yes, Annamalai also has had a very peaceful exit from BJP, I would say. He handled the entire exit in a very diplomatic and a very mature fashion. He actually came down, he spoke to the leaders without, causing any animosity with the leadership. So I think that is commendable and appreciated on, what the way Annamalai has tailored or negotiated his entire exit. And so he also acknowledges his leadership style and his leadership and his entire role in politics, to the fact that BJP was the first cradle for his entire political ambitions to take shape. And he believed, and he still believes in Narendra Modi ji's visionary leadership, is what he says even today. And regarding his 14 lakh followers, yes, I mean, congratulations to him. But social media is not the entire, universe of politics. So we have to see and wait and watch how this unfolds. But definitely his method is appreciated, in which he has this institute and graduates from that institute only goes into the political party, which is good. But there are several such political training institutes in the country. There is Institute of Democratic Movement, and there are various training institutions for politicians. But yes, linking those with the political movement is a good step, I would say, to take people graduating from that to his political movement. And his We the Leaders movement seems credible. And he talks about a lot of things in that. He talks about sustainable development goals. He talks about contribution to to development in India. All of that is appreciated. But we'll have to wait and see how much of a political gravitas this would
Yes.
assume in the coming few years.
And of course, all of these movements, Rajlakshmi Joshi, are completely geared towards the youth for now. From Annamalai, who also commands a lot of popularity in the youth, to Vijay, who's seen a huge number of first-time voters back him. And this obviously comes as a blow, this entry of Annamalai as well now into the political arena, to Dravidian politics, to Dravidian parties, and also to the young leader of opposition, Udayanidhi Stalin, whose party hoped that he would also be able to look at the youth vote by, appointing him earlier as Deputy CM and now as the LOP.
Yes, Uday, it is very interesting, the turn of events in Tamil Nadu. It looks like southern politics, the south of India is having a lot of drama in politics right now. There's so much of things happening in Karnataka and in Tamil Nadu. In Tamil Nadu also, these things never seem to be ceasing. So along with the show of Mr. Vijay ending, now it is the turn of Mr. Annamalai. Now, Mr. Annamalai had this phenomenal rise. He has been this popular figure, and definitely a lot of youth look up to him. But somewhere it was very evident that maybe being tagged along with the BJP, I think that the people of Tamil Nadu are yet not ready for the BJP as such. So they look at the BJP with a very different lens. They look at it as a North Indian party, and the kind of perception that people have for the BJP has perhaps not changed, and that is not helping Mr. Annamalai. Very frankly, Mr. Annamalai tried to create a separate identity for the BJP even during the Lok Sabha elections, but then that did not really work out. And very frankly, the very difference of margin between the NDA and the DMK parties was that very margin, which was there if the AIADMK would have been a part of the NDA. So that is why maybe, for this assembly election, the BJP decided to go back along with the AIADMK. Now, but then what has happened is the people there are probably not at all, they don't resonate with what the Dravidian parties are doing. And that is exactly why Mr. Vijay found a space there. He found this vacuum, and which was actually being created by Mr. Annamalai. Now, I don't see that Mr. Vijay's politics can go a really long way, because very frankly, he is still learning the ropes. Whereas Mr. Annamalai, he actually has kind of administrative experience. He knows exactly what, he has this political backing.
Yes.
He at least has some experience. But again, like my friend Vinita was saying, that, he does not have this backing of a political cadre right now, unless part of the BJP breaks away. But what I see is what is going to be affected most are the Dravidian parties and not the BJP, because now the Dravidian parties, whose vote share was actually taken away by the TVK, now those people have another option in the terms of Annamalai and probably Mr. Rajnikant as well. So in a way, all of them can, they're not ideologically different from the BJP. So in a way, it could actually help the BJP in making them a part of the NDA while staying away as a different identity from the BJP. And so, it's a win-win situation for the BJP and Mr. Annamalai as well, because he finds his own space, he finds his independence to work out all the things that he wants to do. And at the same time, he is not ideologically different from the BJP. So there are definitely some differences there, Uday, but then at the same time, he definitely has this respect. There's a mutual respect, and I like how they have amicably separated and they have not created a drama like how the Congress and the DMK fell apart.
Okay.
See,
What does this Shekhar Vijayan mean for Dravidian parties, the Dravidian movement as well in Tamil Nadu? With now, of course, first the TVK coming to power in the recently concluded polls, and now this big new political force also being announced.
Uday, I think a storm is coming. When I say a storm is coming, this change was bound to happen. And with Active Vijay winning and with Annamalai also making the right moves, you see the change happening around you. I also believe, Uday, I think regional players play a more important role here now. The regional players are playing leverage. They are trying to understand what the pulse of the southern part of India is. And I think BJP also needs to understand that southern India is very different from the northern part of India or the eastern part of India, where people think a little differently here. And, I would say they are a little more collaborative here. Now with Annamalai coming in, he brings a lot of credibility, he brings a lot of acumen, he brings a lot of experience, but he also needs to understand that he's starting afresh from here. Yes, he has moved on from BJP and he's starting on his own. So I would say both he and Vijay are on the same turf. Vijay does not come with any experience. Annamalai comes with experience, but at ground zero, both of them are. It is also a good thing because you get more options in politics. It's not just the DMK or AIDMK. It's not the duopoly of both of them now. Now you have options. So for anybody who wants to go out and vote, anybody who wants to stand for elections, like all of us here, we have a good opportunity because this is an inspiration, Uday. I feel more than anything else, it gives more options. And I think the way Annamalai actually graciously exited out of BJP is an example of change management for everybody. He handled it very well. Even the BJP top management handled it pretty well. I think it also goes to show that he has kept his doors open. I believe he could also be the Trojan horse for BJP in the future. So, in politics, you can never say never. And you can never say, anything is possible. I believe Annamalai has moved on at a good point. He also understands this is the right moment for him to plunge. Because he understands that this is what the voters want. He must have done a study, he must have done a feasibility study and tried to understand what the voters really want. And he thought this is the moment for him to take the plunge now. And I think ideologically also, I think he's very clear about what he wants. We'll just have to wait and watch how it's going to pan out. But I can also understand that this is going to be ground zero for him. He won't have the parachute of BJP here. He won't have the backing of BJP. So he's starting afresh. And that will also make a big difference as a political outfit.
Okay. Let me, take that back across to Venkatarayan as well. This is likely to now make it a multiple polar contest. Already it's a multipolar contest in Tamil Nadu. We have seen many fronts, of course, many political outfits, even the main parties, of course, the main Dravidian parties who've been in power so far in Tamil Nadu before the TVK won this election, have always gone in with a coalition of umbrella parties, under the DMK plus alliance and the AIDMK plus alliance. So there have been many smaller outfits and fronts, of course, from Sashikala to Vijay Kant, to, of course, your TTV Dinakaran, who've also tried to enter the political arena. Now this makes it yet another entrant into the multipolar contest. What does this multipolarity mean going forward for Tamil Nadu?
Uday, as I see it, the so-called national parties, namely the BJP and the Congress, they simply have no space in Tamil Nadu. Since 1967, the Congress doesn't exist there, and they were very, very junior partner. They fought from 28 seats in collaboration with the DMK. They ended up with only 5, and they dumped the DMK and went to join Vijay's cabinet, and 2 of the people are ministers now, and Vijay was magnanimous enough to give a Rajya Sabha seat also to the Congress candidate. As I see it, 5 years down the line, it is going to be Vijay versus Annamalai, because the AIADMK will disappear. A lot of them might cross over to Vijay, some of them might come over to Annamalai, and DMK, Stalin has been trying to promote his son Udaynidhi, but in a country where 80% of the population is Hindu, the kind of comments he has been making about Sanatana Dharma, calling it names and all that, I do not see the Hindus voting for that guy. I think he has written his own death warrant, as I see it. In the BJP, you have 2 very prominent Tamil ministers at the center, namely Nirmala Sitharaman and Subramaniam Jaishankar, but they are non-resident Tamils. They were Jaishankar was a Delhi boy, and Sitharaman married a Telugu man, and she was educated at JNU, so on and so forth. So even if they fought municipal and panchayat elections, I wonder if they can actually win them. With due respect to them, they are very bright and so on and so forth. So as I see it, it is going to be Vijay versus Annamalai 5 years down the line. I will not be surprised if the BJP joins Annamalai as a very, very junior partner. He might condescend to give them 30, 40 seats. They might end up with 10 or 15, and he might become a member of the NDA. That is how I see Tamil Nadu politics evolving. Uday?
Okay, and as far as, of course, Venkataraman, another quick follow-up question to you before I go back to the others. Did Annamalai realize that? Do you believe he saw that, which is why he decided to exit the BJP? Of course, he's done it amicably, but did he realize that?
Yes, I think he did. Uday, we must remember, the BJP polled only 3%, and because of his 1700 kilometer En Makkal, namely my land, my people, Padayatra across Tamil Nadu, touching all the 39 Lok Sabha constituencies, the vote percentage of the BJP went up from 3% in the earlier election to 11% in the 2024 election. But once Annamalai was out, he was not even given an assembly ticket because EPS did not want him anywhere near him. So the vote percentage slumped to 2.7% in the 2024 recent election, I mean. So that shows what kind of influence or goodwill Annamalai enjoyed with the people of Tamil Nadu, and is very happy to declare, I am very proud of being a Tamil, my culture, my civilization, my language, but I am also a proud Indian. He is making a very, very important point there, and this is, I think, getting across to the young people who account for 2/3 of our population these days. Uday?
Yes, absolutely. But what will, of course, be the name of the political outfit, Vinita Hariharan, the core ideology, the symbol, who all will be its faces? Of course, Annamalai is its main face, but who all will be part? That is all something we'll have to be keeping a close eye on, isn't it? To see how long it will go.
Right, right. So, see, Annamalai is, of course, going to be the pillar of his party. And if you see Tamil Nadu, the culture of the politics in Tamil Nadu has also always been about cults, and it's always been about individuals. Like if you're starting from MGR to Jayalalitha, now Vijay. So it's about personalities, whereas the Bharatiya Janata Party's main principle itself is nation first, party second, and self last. So one has to subsume one's own individuality in a party like Bharatiya Janata Party because it's a large political organization. Whereas in Tamil Nadu, I think the politics of the state is about worshipping, individuals for their celebrity status or for their own. I don't know, an aura of a hero that they have. So Annamalai is stepping out of this BJP umbrella and trying. This is a testing ground for his own personality as well. Minus BJP, how does Annamalai perform, and that we'll see how it plays out on the ground. And the nature of his politics, the ideology on which he's basing this movement is about development for sure. And this is a good platform where he's created a platform, at least for now, where professionals can enter politics perhaps. And so we'll see how it all pans out, because there have been many such attempts in the past in the country where professionals, where ex-IAS, ex-IRS, or even professionals have tried to enter politics, but they haven't had very much of success in the the larger arena of the so-called grassroots and dirty politics, if one way to call it. So he's trying to cleanse that, and he's trying to give an image which is more professional. So perhaps he may appeal to all the new age professionals, the new age voters who are beyond any kind of political affiliations before. So, and who only want the development of the nation and for their own also growth, what they see the growth in their own for themselves in terms of jobs, in terms of the economic growth, etc. So let's see how it all pans out. So we'll have to just wait and watch.
Okay. Also, of course, we've seen the kind of social media surge as well that has happened, Shekhar Vijayan. How much is the online world going to be helping and boosting this political movement of Annamalai? He enjoys a great popularity, particularly online, with everything that he does.
See, Uday, the phone is a very, very powerful instrument. It's not just an instrument for receiving and taking calls. The phone has replaced everything in our lives, literally, as we talk. And I think Annamalai has understood that. And I think the younger generation, the Gen Z population, also understand that they want somebody who can listen to them, who can understand them. And I think Annamalai understands that pretty well. He knows his credibility is very important here. And the fact that the numbers you were talking about at the beginning of the show, in terms of the Instagram numbers, those numbers are just numbers. But at the end of the day, if he does not do what he's supposed to do, if he does not have a proper ideology in place, he might just fall flat. He also knows, understands it pretty well, because he's not a fresh horn, as in he's not somebody who just got into active politics. He understands the rules of the game. He has been an IAS officer. He's come from the grassroots level. He knows what it takes to be at the highest level. So I really believe more than just the numbers. I think what he really has to focus on is what he's going to do in the first 90 days.
Okay.
How is he going to work with the people?
Yes.
That's
what we're hearing is Rajlakshmi Joshi that he's likely to contest the next assembly polls. Is that a good enough timeline, or do you believe he should contest the 2029 elections as well, Lok Sabha?
Uday, I think that it is just a matter of time before he actually takes a political plunge. But right now, he has actually called it a movement, and rightly so, because he is actually bringing together all the professionals, all the youth, everybody who wants to put some kind of a contribution towards nation building. So that is a kind of a movement. He calls it "Be the Leaders." So that is a kind of a movement. And I think that is actually a need of the day. Because now today, even as we are speaking, that there has been this thing about, I would say that it is an absolutely negative movement called as the Cockroach Janata Party, where you have everybody who actually they call themselves a cockroach, and then they have actually gathered at Jantar Mantar, and they are calling out all kinds of separatists and all kinds of slogans.
Okay.
So instead of that, if the disgruntled youth have a proper direction, have a proper positive kind of an approach towards how they can contribute to nation building, I think that is a very good alternate, Uday. And I think that is the right way. So that is a way of actually making sure that the youth are actually a part of the political system and in the right positive way.
Okay. My thanks to our guests for joining us. We've run totally out of time. We will be taking that last point that you raised, of course, Raj Lakshmi Joshi, up on another debate as well. So our viewers can stay tuned to that too on NewsX. But for the time being, we're taking a very short break. My thanks to all of our panelists for joining us. Thanks to our viewers for watching as well.
बीमारी हुई तो पता लगा कि हॉस्पिटल का बिल ऑफिस के हेल्थ इंश्योरेंस से